The Better Outcomes segment today being brought to you by mycdlp.com, mycdlp.com. Have you got the Divorce Your Mortgage workbook yet? I think we might have to go backwards, Josh. We're giving away way too much stuff today. My DYM workbook, I love that workbook because it takes all of your real property in a divorce situation, puts it in there and looks at it and says, something, here's some of the things that you need to be asking maybe your CPA about, your tax person, your lawyer, your realtor, all keys. It's right in there. And did I say what the cost is of that? It's nothing. All you have to do is go to mydymworkbook.com. You fill that out, send it back, rj@ronsiegelradio.com, rj@ronsiegelradio.com, and you're going to be able to get a lot of great information for you and for your attorney. Is there a difference between a divorce appraisal and a mortgage appraisal? When divorcing, should you obtain an appraisal or a comparative market analysis? Is the question as well. Assessing the value of the marital home and other real estate owned in a divorce is a big deal in the settlement process. The question is how to determine the value best. The two most common methods for obtaining the value of real estate are obtaining an appraisal from a licensed appraiser or having a real estate professional provide a CMA. That would be the comparative market analysis. But what's the difference between the two? Both methods are an opinion of value, and no two will ever give you the same value. The primary difference is perspective. An appraisal is completed by a licensed residential appraiser who bases their opinion of value off of recent comparable home sales data. A comparative market analysis is completed by a licensed real estate professional who bases their opinion of value on what the property may sell for in the current real estate market. While both opinions of value are valid, it is crucial to understand the perspective of each opinion and how the two methods apply to the current situation of the marital home. For example, when considering the option of one spouse retaining the marital home and refinancing, an appraisal may be the better option. On the other hand, if considering a sale of the marital home, a CMA may be the better option. So what makes a divorce appraisal different than a traditional mortgage appraisal? A divorce appraisal is not the same as your typical appraisal used for lending purposes. Some of the differences, since a divorce appraisal is not related to financing or lending, it is not required to comply with agency guidelines or UAD guidelines. Typically, a divorce appraisal is completed on a non-agency form, such as a GPAR, General Purpose Appraisal Form, or written in a narrative format. When they order an appraisal, most attorneys' primary concern is the final value and how it will affect their case. Therefore, they're usually not too worried about how the report is presented, so long as it is defensible if contested. Keyword, defensible if contested. The most common appraisal form, the Universal Residential Appraisal Form, URAR 1004. Does the form really matter? Yes. The common URAR 1004 form is not intended to be used for valuation matters other than obtaining mortgage financing. It even says so right in the report. Yet all too often, this is the go-to form for inexperienced appraisers presenting appraisals for legal purposes. This technically could potentially cause you to have a non-defensible appraisal. Technically, the report is invalid due to the form's intended use being violated by the appraiser. Hey, you're using a form that's not supposed to be used for this. What the judge would say about that. The court could deem the report inadmissible and jeopardize your case. There's a simple solution. Several general purpose appraisal forms are available to residential real estate appraisers that are also in compliance with USPAP. They are typically called GPAR, GPAR forms, General Purpose Appraisal Report. And they address most residential usages, single family, multifamily, condo. When ordering an appraisal, be sure to ask your appraiser which form they intend to use. For example, if they say the URAR 1004, you need to insist that they use GPAR form or run the risk of presenting an invalid appraisal to the court. What is the statement of assumptions and limiting conditions in an appraisal report? First, it should be noted that each standard appraisal form contains a general notice of statement of assumptions and limiting conditions. Prudent attorneys and divorcing homeowners should note that the licensed appraiser is submitting an opinion of value for residential real estate only. They are neither a surveyor, inspector, title representative, nor engineer. Just throw that out there for you. I'm not going to give you the fine print. That would drive me nuts. I don't want to go through all that fine print, but know that we've got it for you if you really want it. It is wiser to rely on a current title report to verify ownership and outstanding liens against the property during divorce proceedings. If property lines, outbuildings, etc. are in question, it should be wise to hire a surveyor to survey the property. When the appraisal report indicates there may be property conditions in question, such as furnace or other mechanical concerns, roofing conditions, or general repairs noted such as broken windows, obtaining a complete home inspection may be in the homeowner's best interest. Hammond Home Inspections, they're the go-to for Ron Siegel Radio. Hammond Home Inspections. There is one last thing to consider regarding obtaining an appraisal during the divorce process. Note that the mortgage lender cannot use the appraisal acquired during the divorce settlement process upon which a settlement was agreed upon. Each lender must use only a lender-owned appraisal ordered directly by the mortgage company during the mortgage process. If mortgage financing will be required as part of the settlement agreement, like in an equity buyout, it would be in the best interest of all parties involved to obtain the services of a certified divorce lending professional to begin the mortgage process. This provides confidence to all parties that the same valuation will be used throughout the process. Involving a certified divorce lending professional, CDLP, early in the divorce settlement process can help the divorcing homeowners set the stage for successful mortgage financing in the future. Again, I am not giving you legal advice. I am not giving you tax advice. Even when we send you back my DYM workbook, we're not giving you legal advice or tax advice. We don't do that on Ron Siegel Radio. What we do help you with is where is the intersection between mortgage financing, real estate, tax, and law. And here's maybe some questions to help all of those different people that should be part of your team. They all should be part of the team. That is the Better Outcome segment brought to you by mycdlp.com, mycdlp.com.